Boys, who we bet now? The sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Folks, we have a very special guest for you tonight. I'd like to introduce let's hear it for the great.
All right now, wasn't that fun? Let's try something else.
What's up, y'all? This is your boy Carlos Cabral. We are live, so this is live about diabetes, and I'm using Melon by Streamlabs today. I'm using a different website. StreamYard is not the only website I recommend to use. If you want to use, there's Streamlabs, there's Termit. There's so many live streaming apps for to use your YouTube channel. So I'm using Streamlabs, Melon by Streamlabs for this live today. Um, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna put the picture of the thumbnail, and we will begin. All right, we back, folks. So today we're learning about diabetes. And, as most of you know, I have type 2 diabetes. I'm working my way back down to pre-diabetic, so I'm going to the gym like 3, maybe 4 days a week now. So we are going to, okay, chat no. So right now we are going, I put subscriber mode only for this live. So if you want to type in the chat, subscribe to my channel. So diabetes. So right now we're going to learn about diabetes, how to avoid them, and how to eat healthy. So we're going to play some videos. And then let me know what are your thoughts of diabetes and how to eat healthy, especially if you reach a certain age. Let's do type 1 diabetes and tell me what are your thoughts on it so far.
I want to talk about 5 ways to lower A1C without Ozempic. Many of the patients that I've treated over the years have told me, Doc, I do not want to be a diabetic, and I definitely don't want to be on medications for the rest of my life. And I get it. We're surrounded by a myriad of options when it comes to addressing all kinds of symptoms and ailments with pharmaceuticals, but many people simply don't want to feel tied to prescription medications, and they would often rather find a more organic way of reaching their health goals. It's true that many people are finding success losing weight and lowering their A1C, reversing type 2 diabetes with the aid of the GLP-1 medications like Ozempic. But the reality is there are still a lot of people who don't want to travel down that road to get where they want to go. So here are 5 things that you can do organically and naturally to lower your A1C. As always, I encourage you to discuss these ideas with your doctor to make sure there's not something unique about your particular situation that would preclude you from implementing the things that I talk about. Number 1, because the primary reason A1C becomes elevated is the presence of persistently high glucose floating around in the bloodstream relative to someone with a low or normal A1C. The first key to lowering A1C naturally is to decrease the intake of food or food products which raise blood glucose in the first place. Now, that may seem daunting if you don't know what those foods happen to be, but there are some rules of thumb and tools that can make it easier to determine if a particular food is worth eating. So the first rule of thumb is simply to avoid production or manufactured food products. So what does that mean? It means that if something you're considering eating happens to come packaged in a box, manufactured bag, wrapped in cellophane, or simply has the capability of sitting on a grocery store shelf for months, if not years on end, there is a very high likelihood that products such as these contain high levels of sugar and other hidden carbohydrates, all of which have the capacity to raise blood glucose and A1C. Another rule.
So what do you guys think so far? The A1C and there's a lot of healthy foods you can eat. We're going to talk about healthy foods in a second. And there's 5 ways to lower the A1C and to lower the levels. So let's get to it.
Is to limit high glycemic foods, foods which happen to contain a higher level of carbohydrates or sugars than other foods. If you're not sure which foods are higher than others in terms of the carbohydrate or sugar content, then a glycemic index chart can be a very helpful reference tool for you. A glycemic index chart shows you, for example, that donuts have a much higher glycemic rating than strawberries. Donuts, by one of the charts that I looked at, have a glycemic index rating of 76, whereas strawberries have a glycemic index rating of 40. Turn those strawberries into strawberry jam, which suddenly has a higher concentration of sugar, and the strawberry jam has a glycemic index of 53, which is 13 points higher than strawberries in their natural state.
Now, this is some good information. Like donuts, a lot of sweets, they can cause the most sugar to cause diabetes. it can lead to diabetes type 2 or diabetes type 1, whichever the case may be. So we have to, this is the, if you reach a certain age, like 40, maybe 50, I think 35, that's the time to switch up your lifestyle and eat healthy, like salads, salmon, fruit, lots of fruits, avocados, strawberries. We're gonna get to that in a minute, but first, let's finish the video, y'all.
To another point to keep in mind, and that is this: anything that takes a natural food and alters it through some degree of processing will often increase the concentration of sugars contained within this new food product relative to the food in its original state. I think most people would agree that strawberry jam is no longer simply a strawberry, and the same occurs with other foods as well. Take the glycemic index of a boiled potato, which has a glycemic index rating of 54. Turn it into mashed potatoes by adding milk, cream, or other ingredients, and the glycemic index goes up to 83. Point being, a glycemic index chart can help you learn to eat in a more thoughtful and strategic manner, which can naturally help you reduce your intake of sugars and help you lower your A1C. Number 2, commit to getting fit and make exercise part of your daily routine. Exercise has multiple benefits. By keeping our bones and muscles strong, especially when strength training or weightlifting is incorporated into your routine. But in general, whether we're talking about strength training or just some form of aerobic exercise such as jogging, swimming, playing tennis, or simply engaging in a daily walking routine, exercise helps lower A1C because it helps us metabolize glucose in the bloodstream. Aerobic exercise and strength training have both been shown to play a role in the prevention of type 2 diabetes, as well as increasing the likelihood of staving off dementia as we age. Number 3, lose weight. Number 3 is a sibling of number 2, because in addition to making a commitment to getting fit, if you happen to be carrying extra weight, striving to lose weight and reach a healthier, more ideal weight for your height can also be key when it comes to lowering your A1C naturally without medications like Ozempic. Many people cringe nowadays when weight is discussed, but it's important to talk about because excess weight and obesity are tied to the development of a significant number of health disorders: osteoarthritis, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, heart and kidney disease, as well as various cancers and dementia. Where A1C is concerned, if we allow our diet to go unchecked and we're eating foods which keep our blood glucose consistently in a higher range than is good for us, the body finds itself in a constant state of having to deal with higher levels of blood glucose, even if these levels are technically in the high normal range. But still, the body has to work hard to store these excess glucose calories in the form of body fat. The reverse is true as well. As we eat better and eat lower glycemic foods which are closer to their natural original state, we increase the likelihood of our bodies letting go of excess weight. So in the process of losing weight, over time, this decreases the amount of blood glucose circulating at higher ranges in our bloodstream, which ultimately reduces A1C. Number 4, I've been talking about continuous glucose monitors for quite a while now, and I know for some they can be cost prohibitive, but combined with the use of a glycemic index chart, a continuous glucose monitor is an extremely useful tool which can help teach us which foods and beverages are actually impacting our blood glucose levels the most. If you watch this video here, I go into more detail about some of the other tools, including continuous glucose monitors, that you might consider investing in to monitor various parameters of your health. So I'll put the link at the end of this video. But my continuous glucose monitor has been eye-opening to me on so many different levels, even as a physician who spent much of my career helping patients reach their weight loss and fitness goals and teaching the benefits of keto and low-carb nutrition. The continuous glucose monitor has helped me dial in my own diet to the point that before undergoing a right hip replacement last month, my pre-op A1C was 5.2 and completely normal, even though just around a year ago, a new doctor I'd gone to see labeled me as pre-diabetic because a single isolated fasting blood glucose came back at 113. Consequently, over the past year and up until my most recent normal pre-op A1C, I assumed the doctor was right, and I assumed I must be pre-diabetic. But that's why the continuous glucose monitor can be beneficial. It allows us to monitor blood glucose in a way that most people, including their own doctors, have never been able to visualize or understand in real time. So why might this matter? Well, if you watch this video here, you'll understand where the emphasis on A1C came from in the first place, and how the marketing of A1C, along with the term prediabetes to the American public, created an imperative for doctors to prescribe pharmaceutical medications to individuals who may have only had mild elevations of the blood glucose in the first place. Given what I've learned using my own continuous glucose monitor, I now believe the creation of the diagnostic label of prediabetes for a patient, especially based on a single mild elevation of blood glucose, has the capacity in some cases to be wrong, and subsequently at times leading to unnecessary treatment of a presumed disorder which in reality may not actually even exist in a given patient. Consequently, a continuous glucose monitor offers a visual into a significantly larger time frame, detailing what might be occurring with serum glucose over a matter of days, weeks, and even months. This is information that can be reviewed with your doctor with the end goal of making the most informed diagnostic decisions where blood glucose control is concerned. So where the end goal of lowering your A1C is concerned, as I said before, along with a visual aid of a glycemic index chart, the continuous glucose monitor may help you dial in your own diet in a manner that allows you to dictate the direction your A1C takes. Number 5, the supplement berberine. Now, berberine is a chemical derived from several different plants, such as golden seal, gold thread, or Oregon grapefruit, and it's been used in Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years to treat a variety of different ailments. It's been touted by clinicians and scientists for a broad variety of potential benefits, which include but are not limited to the treatment of type 2 diabetes, obesity, mood disorders, and certain heart conditions. Berberine has both anti-inflammatory capability as well as antimicrobial action. But where berberine is deemed to have promise in regard to lowering A1C is that berberine is felt to help improve insulin resistance, consequently improving blood glucose control. With better blood glucose control, weight loss is often a positive benefit. As we improve blood glucose control, A1C tends to naturally improve. Berberine is felt to have glucose-lowering effects, which are very similar to the most prescribed pharmaceutical drug in the world for type 2 diabetes.
That is correct, guys. Everything so far is 100% true. Like, you learned so much about diabetes, and you have to change. You have to change lifestyle. You gotta exercise. You got to eat the healthiest foods possible. And if you're 35, 40, now that's the right age to make the changes. You can't like party or go to clubs like that. You just gotta have a healthy lifestyle. Jason Reeves, what's good, my man?
Which is metformin. Berberine is felt to be relatively safe as a supplement with few significant side effects, but regardless, because its natural action is felt to be similar to that of metformin, and because we're all different and with different medical issues and concerns, it's important to talk to your doctor if you're considering taking berberine as a supplement. And if you're already taking medication for type 2 diabetes, you certainly want to talk to your doctor before adding any type of over-the-counter supplement which could interact with your current medication. I hope this video has been helpful.
That is true. If you want to take vitamin D or any type of medication that can improve your health, talk to either your psychiatrist or your primary care doctor, because if you're on some type of psychiatric medication, it can interfere with the medication of your choice.
To you, please share it with someone you feel might benefit from watching it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.
All right, so shout out to Dr. Richard Kelly for that, and we're gonna play a quick video of type 1 diabetes. So this is for educational purposes. This is I want to give the 30-sector acknowledgement, so hopefully it can make them make healthy choices.
About 10% of people with diabetes have type 1. It's got nothing to do with diet or lifestyle, it just happens. When you have type 1 diabetes, your body attacks the insulin-producing cells in your pancreas, so you can't produce any insulin at all. And we all need insulin to live. It does an essential job. It allows the glucose in our blood to enter our cells and fuel our bodies. When you have type 1 diabetes, your body still breaks down the carbohydrate from food and drink and turns it into glucose. But when the glucose enters your bloodstream, there's no insulin to allow it into your body's cells. More and more glucose then builds up in your bloodstream. So what does this mean? Well, before diagnosis, your body tries to get rid of the glucose through your kidneys, and that makes you wee a lot. Weeing so much leads to another symptom of diabetes, extreme thirst. Because glucose can't enter your cells to give you energy, you'll feel incredibly tired. To try and get energy, the body breaks down fat stores to provide fuel. That's why people often lose weight before discovering they've got type 1 diabetes. These symptoms tend to come on quickly, over just a few days or weeks. Anyone who has these symptoms should see a doctor as soon as possible. If you've got type 1 diabetes, you get insulin into your body by injecting it or using a pump which delivers a constant supply into you. You'll also need to check that your blood glucose levels are not too low or too high by using a blood glucose testing device several times a day. When you start taking insulin, you'll begin to feel better, and your blood glucose levels will go down. This is important because over a long period of time, high glucose levels in your blood can seriously damage your heart, your eyes, your feet, and your kidneys. These are known
That is so true, y'all.
diabetes. But with the right treatment and care, the long-term effects of diabetes and high glucose levels can be managed. You can find out how we can help you manage your diabetes on our website. We're still not sure why some people get type 1 diabetes and others don't, or why the immune system of someone with type 1 attacks the cells that produce insulin. But our researchers are learning more and more about type 1 diabetes, so we can develop new treatments and one day find a cure.
Hopefully one day we can find a cure to help people who are sick, help people who need the diabetes. I'm gonna tag all the YouTube doctors out there. Shout out to all the YouTube doctors who care about the patients and do this. Even doctors are YouTube content creators. So shout out to all the doctors. One of my favorite doctors on YouTube. Hold on. He's one of my favorite doctors. So he's one of my favorite doctors on the app. So one of my favorite doctors,
If you think drinking a lot of water
is
always
Dr.
safe,
Seth. Dr. Sefi. So he's one of my favorite doctors. I've been watching him for a minute. So let's see what he has to say.
drinking a lot of water is always safe, you might want to think again. There is a condition called water intoxication, where excess water accumulates in your brain, which can be very dangerous. It occurs when you're low on electrolytes, particularly sodium. If you're exercising heavily and losing a lot of salt through sweat, drinking a large amount of water simultaneously can be risky. The medical term for this condition is hyponatremia. In this scenario,
That's very true, guys.
especially sodium, potentially leading to further dehydration. To prevent this, whenever you drink a lot of water, add a pinch of salt to help maintain electrolyte balance and avoid dehydration. If you think drinking a lot of water is always safe, you might want to think again. There is a condition called water intoxication, where excess water accumulates in your brain, which can be very dangerous. It occurs when you're low on electrolytes, particularly sodium. If you are exercising heavily and losing a lot of salt through sweat, drinking a large amount of water simultaneously can be risky. The medical term for this condition is hyponatremia. In this scenario, the water dilutes electrolytes, especially sodium, potentially leading to further dehydration. To prevent this, whenever you drink a lot of water, add a pinch of salt to help
Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't drink a lot of water, especially if you're working out. You can drink water, but drink it to an extent. There's a lot of, I believe, good drinks you can drink. I think Gatorade is recommended. Um, oh, and you can eat 0-calorie foods. Watch the calories when you have diabetes because calories is so recommended when it comes to that. So I'm gonna type in 0-calorie foods. Yeah, it's, you know what's crazy? I got nobody in my chat right now. But Jason Reese is the only one that typed. Yo, that's just crazy. All right, so look for the food that I got. Look for 0-calorie food. So we're gonna play that.
Starting a WordPress,
and I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts on it.
Remove the hard part by giving you a head start. Bluehost's AI tools instantly turn your word.
If you're trying to decrease your total calorie intake, aka trying to lose body fat, then eating more low-calorie foods, such as certain fruits and vegetables, is a fundamental way to achieve that goal. So in this video, I'm highlighting some foods that you'll definitely want to include in your diet, your eating pattern, because they're virtually 0 calories.
Here we go, y'all.
Number 1, apples. One medium-sized apple contains just over 50 calories. Remember, the average woman needs about 2,000 calories per day to maintain their weight.
Apples, absolutely. I forgot about apples.
The net amount of calories provided by apples is probably even less than that. Number 2, arugula and baby spinach. Arugula? I don't know. I call it rocket. This is the peppery green leafy type vegetable, and it's basically got 0 calories. Half a cup or 10 gram serving, I think, is 3 calories. Baby spinach is much the same as well. Number 3, beets. Beets are root vegetables that typically have a deep red or purple color. They contain only 59 calories per cup or 136 grams serving, and 13% of your daily requirements for potassium, which is great for those with high blood pressure. Number 4, carrots. One medium carrot is only 25 calories and contains 400% of your requirements for vitamin A. So I'm really surprised that people don't eat raw carrots as an easy snack during the day. I mean, they're inexpensive, they're portable, they're really nutritious, they taste pretty good, and they have hardly any calories. Number 5, Brussels sprouts. Love or hate them, they're really nutritious, really low in calories. They resemble mini cabbages and can be eaten raw or cooked, although I don't know anyone who would eat them raw. They're really low in calories at 38 calories per cup or 88 grams. Number 6, strawberries. There are less than 50 calories in 1 cup of strawberries or 150 grams serving. Fresh strawberries are too expensive or they're not available to you. Buy some frozen ones, take them home, put some in a bowl, microwave them until they're nice and hot. Get some Greek yogurt and add it to the bowl. Now you have a delicious and healthy hot and cold dessert. You're welcome. Number 7, cucumbers. Since cucumbers are mostly water, they're really low in calories. In fact, 1/2 cup contains 8 calories. Just like raw carrots, these are the perfect snack. Keeps your hand busy, keeps you chewing, and basically, you're eating water. Look, there are loads more delicious foods that are low in calories. Basically, they're all fruits and vegetables. So just think about how you can incorporate more fruits and vegetables into your daily eating pattern. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative.
Yeah, 0-calorie foods are the best way to go if you want to lose weight.
All right, today we're going to go over whether or not 0-calorie foods actually affect your ability to lose.
Oh yeah, soup. Soup is highly recommended
So that's
as 0 calories.
friend that everybody actually hates pipes up and says, you know.
Yeah, Gatorade, iced tea, lemonade,
Take a nap.
vegetables, of course.
Some low-calorie vegetables, good and effective, but choose wisely because.
Absolutely, just choose wisely to see which is the healthy foods you need to eat. If you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, be careful with the food you need to eat and choose wisely. And eat exercise as much as you can. The minimum of exercise is 3 or 4 days a week. But try to do exercise at home. Exercise at home. Try to do it 6 days a week or every day as much as you can. It is the lead to losing weight. All right, guys. It's not really a long live, but I'm about to get out of here. So we've been live for what, 34 minutes? It's not really a long live. It's like 30 minutes or so to get you. It's learning of what you can do. And I'm about to end this with Burn It Down.
Struggling with moderate to severe Crohn's.
This is your boy Carlos Cabral. I'll see you in the next live or the next movie review.
Entyvio, offering 2 maintenance options, including the Entyvio pen, infusion and serious alert.
You lost that right to hold that crown. I put you up, but you let me